Hello everybody, enjoy our pre-show of yesterday's CSGO Fight Night and then tune in to the Dreamhack Masters Dallas 2019 Europe Close Qualifier. And you're joining me for the Dreamhack Masters Dallas Open Qualifiers. This is going to be a very interesting one. We've got a day's worth of best of ones coming for you. I don't know if the semi-finals are going to be played shortly or whether they're going to be played tomorrow. We've had no word back just yet. However, we do have this round of 16 match right now, and isn't it a stonker between Epsilon Esports and LDLC? Obviously, LDLC 1-0 up on the board. They, of course, start things off strong. They're used to starting these matches are very precisely, very strong, of course. And then Epsilon, obviously 1-0 up. You've got Dreamhack and co. not getting on the board just yet. But an easy hold for the 2-0. So Epsilon getting on the board quite nicely. Right out of the gates, they've got the two AK-47s in their hands. The two MAC-10s, 3 AKs. LDLC going with a little bit of a scrappy buy. You've got the you've got the UMP there, sorry, and then the Scout on that CT side. Those Scouts are really powerful. You can put bullets into your enemies, 70 HP a time, and that'll allow your teammates to work the magic around that. Surreal, instead finding the headshot, XMS trying to get aggressive into Palace. Not gonna happen. And, of course, we're very used to seeing Epsilon over the last couple of weeks being, well, one of the stronger teams in the European scene, performing well internationally, all over the board, mostly in Europe, of course, where they reside, where they play their ESEA Mountain Dew League games and their other matches as well. Starting on that T side of Mirage can sometimes be a little bit tricky, but in a best of one, you have to be able to deal with whatever gets thrown at you. AK's close on this defense. Mathen can't really connect either, and that's the USPS just being chased away. Sixer doesn't have enough health left to be able to deal with this one. Shumble King says the world or the earth is flat. That's what he says. I want to know his proof. Did he just find that out? Does he have? Is this a guy who has the evidence? Because if he is, he needs to post his findings in chat. I'm very interested as to see what's going on. By the way, guys, thank you for the 10,000 followers. 10,000 hit yesterday on EFLGG's Twitch account. 10,000 followers on Twitch alone. That is pretty outstanding. And I'm sure that we'll hit that million views soon. Invite your friends. 3-0. And Epsilon about to close into this B-bomb site. First gun round, and LDLC has to hold up the line. The M4s in Molotov combination might be able to do so. Mathend instantly finds one, but it's actually the nades trading fire. The rotate's happened already. Let's see if the AKs can rip through. There's an opening headshot. Brocky drops it. And it's, well, all successes from this T side as they make their entrance onto B. LDLC just can't defend and now have to run away with these rifles. They've not got anything left. Shumble King saw on the edge of Antarctica. I need the video. I need the videos showing the big drop-off. Three AK-47s. And a 4th round on the board for Epsilon. A good start to the T side. And in these best of ones, you need every single round that you can get your hands on, especially opening up. It means you've got such a huge advantage going into the second half. If you go into the second half of a best of 1, 12-3 up, there's an 85% chance you're winning that game. If you just hold your breath, don't throw it away, concentrate for a couple of rounds, you'll more than likely take it. 4-0, Epsilon on that winning spree, winning streak right now. And the LDLC side need to get some rounds on the board. It's 6-0 with the Org. And the flash is over the top. Molotov drops. And there are the nades also. Epsilon are doing a really good job at taking early map control there. Moving on to mid. Look at them just down to the wall to the bottom of mid already. LDLC just can't contend or contest these positions. There's the nades on through. And it's not going to do too much damage. Spellen's, of course, down to 86. But I don't need to worry about anybody else. 4-0 on the board in Epsilon. To push things through. There's the headshot. Of course, against the majority of pistols, it should be a tear-in attack for Epsilon. It is. They drop the AK, so nothing remaining, but the CZ75 jumps out and levels this back to a 2v2. They need the Molotov to force it out. Surreal does exactly that, and it's only nothing remaining. There's the headshot. Needs the follow-up. Oh, there it is. Both and on the board for LDLC. 1-4, and they get fired up here in the 5th. 7 kills on the board for Surreal. 4 kills for a bunch of players. 4 players and 4 frags. I think the numbers are talking to us. Nice opening shot from Sixer. He does drop the competition. Rocky drops. We've been talking about some of these European teams on a more international scale recently, and in the context of the major, IM Katowice, and other major tournaments coming up, which include the likes of which a lot of these teams, you'd be interested to see how they fare against each other. Epsilon and LDLC are one of those combinations who always play in this online CSGO market. Whereas teams like Astralis, top-tier teams, don't play in it as much outside of EPL and ECS. They do thrive. It's next best to find another. Turns just in time to shoot up the second man. However, the AWPs and AKs rain in, and now they might have a chance. If they can nail a second headshot, Surreal's got it lined up and spots out the second man. Sixer has to fall back, has to recede. It's Surreal quite confidently taking these angles despite a lack of health. However, with 30 seconds left in Smoke's place, Devatvek is making his way up behind. There's the headshot, pretty much ends the round. Surreal can't do anything anymore without the support of that AWP. And yeah, he stood out in the open as well against a triangulation of defense. That should probably spray through these boxes. Doesn't want to expose his head. That's when you even up the engagement and give Surreal a chance. However, oh, there's an opening headshot. That's not what you want to happen. Sixer drops, but 4 seconds left. Surreal's out of time, my friend. It's back to the A-bomb site for him and a second round for LDLC. Is Logan Paul, aka Jake Paul? No, they're different people, man. They're different people. How'd you not know this? Look, I'm going to teach you the worlds of Jake and Logan Paul. I'm not. I don't really watch much of that content, to be honest. Pretty successful guys, though. A quick tactical timeout. I think probably from Epsilon. They're at the bottom of their stack of cash right now after going for that eco back in the 6th and now having money to buy in this 7th. LDLC now with obviously a buy of their own. The double AWP setup on CT side. Does XMS not have anything? What is that? Just a deagle? I am very confused about why you go for a buy like this and give away a second AWP when you're actually neglecting rifles. I don't prefer that. CSGO give everybody a chunk of change. So slightly confusing stuff for an LDLC side who have only just got rounds on the board. Epsilon now look to strike back in the 7th. They've taken mid once again. Short controlled by 2. And, oh, there's the angle. Nicely placed up, but Keto, he can transfer the spray down onto the second man. However, 2 players on the LDLC B site. And it's an easy double. Short cleared. LDLC's defense is actually looking pretty strong here. I know that aim definitely isn't. Able to just cling on anyway in this one, despite a bunch of very missed plays from LDLC. They are actually able to take this 3rd here, if they can survive this 2 versus 5, of course. But yeah, Devek missed a spray down, Twanu missed shots. This wasn't a spectacular performance in a round, however, sometimes it's just enough to get you over the line. I think they'll hear this bomb from Brocky, and yeah, Devek try around. There's a spray down, most important. Means the B site is firmly under CT control. Steve shut Surreal out. The headshots from Hell, and the 3rd round for LDLC. Cool, folks. 500 of you here to watch this match. That's pretty good considering there is a lot on the television right now. There's a lot going on. Lots and lots of matches. This is one of them. Of course, the round of 16 here for the Dreamhack Open Masters. Or the Dreamhack Masters. This is the open qualifier for it. Remember, $250,000 on the line for whoever can take that championship. That's a massive split, a massive amount of money to split. And both of these teams are looking to get on that tier 1 level, of course. Even if as a team they're not going to win one of these massive championships, these are great opportunities for all of these players to pop out, to jump out, to get their names on the radar, to get picked up by one of the teams who certainly will. Eagle shots like that won't hurt Brocky's chances, will hurt LDLC's faces. It's Keto remaining, and he gets mowed down as well. So LDLC equalise 4-4, and they might make this best of 1 contentious. They might make it close. Let's see what Epsilon still have in their back pocket, though. They're only halfway through their T side, and I think they've got a little more in store. This is going to be one of their only set executes they've went for so far. A full nade buy. They've got 5 AKs and a pretty sturdy buy, all things considered. LDLC are going to have to hold this one up. It's no double AWPs anymore, just a single. Twanu's got that one. And it is going to be all action, all aboard the A-bomb site. Only Twanu's over here, and he's hearing stuff. There's jumping. There are the nades as well. The rotate's already happening. Twanu instantly gets caught out. So a trade there, evenly placed. But LDLC still have more bodies on this site. There's another man. And Mathen's not even exposed and revealed his position. Messi sprayed out. And it means, oh, the follow-up headshot. He recovers. Spellin doesn't. He drops. And only Crucial beside Ramp. 1 versus 4. And I don't think this is possible. He's in a very exposed position. Has to maybe even save the AWP, but he's being chased away. LDLC clean them up. 5-4 here as the French take a 5-round streak. This means international since there are players from different countries? Certainly, man. So, obviously, LDLC are a majority French team. You could pretty much call them a French team. And Epsilon, a mix from all over Europe. That's why I've given them the European flag today. I don't even think 2 players origin from the same country. Mid taken, 3 from Epsilon. 1 minute 30 on the clock. And it's a 5 AK setup, all rifles. And and all speed, all action from Epsilon. They've got to find some opening kills, though. They've been struggling. LDLC have been shutting them down on the entries, and it's mostly been with this AWP. Tuano's been picking and peeking in. He swung in for a couple of these faster frags, and especially by the B-bomb site, where the angles and choke points are a little tighter, LDLC have been really cutting down these attacks. However, Epsilon, they need to change their approach. I'd like to see them turtle down, stay together, stick in a unit, and try and find some entries. They're playing very individualistic Counter-Strike right now, and LDLC is probably going to be able to punish that. Just like this, Spellon gets caught through that smoke. Six is obviously watching it, and now all pressure on the B-bomb site. Devek has to hold up the line. He's the sole defender, and he's being sprayed away, but stays alive. Twan chips in, almost his follow-up headshot. Brocky finally falls, and that's LDLC again. They're just so fast with those retakes and rotates. They're straight on the bomb site before Epsilon have even tapped the digits into that C4. There are 4 players onto B, and there's nothing Epsilon can do about that one. They've got to plant that bomb, and they've got to get it down early. I need to see some speed out of Epsilon here, and maybe getting aggressive on those choke points, aggressive on those smokes, to stop LDLC from going for such quick rotates. It's the headshot from Athen to open up in this 11th. Eagles on 3. And Epsilon only have the buy from Rocky. Molotov's place, smokes as well, but LDLC have 2 players here. This is still going to be a difficult breach. Flashes right over the top, but I don't think they're going to hit this pop. It's Spellon up first, and he needs the headshots. And oh, there it is! Almost 2 for 1 as XMS drops. Sixer should be counting his lucky stars. How's he still alive? That shot could have very easily went straight through, but the flank in place. Nobody over by Palace means Mathen can punish. And he's straight in behind. He found that frag earlier, so Epsilon do know that they're here. This is probably why they haven't made the switch onto the A-bomb site yet. And they're utilising the position of Brocky. This AK-47 can be a good wrench to screw this one open. However, Mathen is going to cause problems towards the back of Palace, and now LDLC knowing that the aggro is aggressively poised. I don't think Epsilon have very many places to hide. They need to get this bomb down, and there's nobody on short, so I'd suggest planting for there. However, they don't have the same information I do, so I don't know if they're going to necessarily see this. They are planting for Palace, and there's the headshot, important. That cuts away CT spawn. Now LDLC have to rely on this flank, but they know that it's coming into place, Epsilon. He finds the bomb planter, but not before that C4's actually planted. A fast flash, but Brocky finds it. 2 for 1 now, as Tuanu needs both. Switches out to the M4, but can't hit the double spray down. It's Epsilon. Goes for the double peak. All picked up, and a 6-5 scoreline. What a shot. I love that angle because it's so effective. You find those shots, it's high risk, high reward. You can get nade stacks, you can get your face pounded by an opposing player. However, it didn't happen just there. Great stuff. 6-5, 4 AKs, and the AWP on Epsilon. Let's see if this AWP back comes to fruition. I know that Crucial's already found a kill on the primary AWP on the LDLC side. That's Tuano. He tried to go for that cross to connector to cover top and mid aggressively, and he couldn't find the jump. That's the risk for trying to go for that angle. You can't go through jungle because it just takes too long to get to connector. You'll get spotted by the AWP towards the top and mid. They're expecting that peak. So you have to go for the aggressive peak. And now, oh, Sixer might need to move right into this aggressive AWP. It's crucial to miss the second shot. That is important. And now the headshots need to be nailed. It's Epsilon. 2 versus 3 here. LDLC already with the peaks. already with the rotates, and it's only Sixer here. He was spotted earlier and tagged. So Epsilon should know where he is and be able to get this bomb down in cover. They plant away from CT spawn, and Sixer, he's all out of action. He's all out of everything, out of luck. Needs to rotate away, and this is going to be 6-6. So Epsilon, despite a couple of earlier fumbles, they do find themselves in an equal position. But the most important question is, what is going on in the Twitch chat? Let's find out. What does LDLC... you know, because I want to express how widespread this Epsilon team is. They're a fully European team, one of the few teams that can really claim to that. Oh, Spellen's actually got the information here. He's going to take this aggressive peek on the angle, running out of time. There's the AWP. That's very important. Look at the money. LDLC are crushed here. So not having that extra 5 grand into this 13th round is a really big deal. They should have had that. And it all comes down to the fact, I'm sorry to say, Sixer shouldn't have been as aggressively poised. He was swinging out in apps. There's only one reason why he got spotted, got found. There's no way that Spellon would have been as aggressive on that angle if he didn't know that Sixer was playing in there. So sometimes you better shut up, hide in the corner, because that is your best bet. Crucial watching down with the AWP. This is one of my favourite angles, in fact, because you can catch the jumping player towards apps, but apparently not one of Brocky's favourites. He gets his face nailed in and caved by Devadvek. So yeah, those little flags are for their the team country of origin. So Epsilon spread all over Europe. Now need to be spread all over this map against the Pistols. Tolnu first to drop. Six is coming in from behind, and actually Crucial loses the AWP. Now with the AK-47, Spellon has to even expose the bomb in the hope that that AWP doesn't get found. That's one fat way that you can lose the round. Mathend is coming in behind. Let's see how much work he can get done with the Deagle, though. Spellon's almost waiting and watching for it. You saw his crosshair train towards ramp here. Oh, and hit away in the corner. Spellon knows. Great game sense there to maybe predict that Mathend was going to be playing in that corner. AK-47, the potential to save here. But LDLC are going to have enough money working into the next round, so they don't have to be too worried. They can save this one. And he's already being chased down. There's a spray, so Spellon doesn't survive in the end. However, 2 players from each team likely will. XMS, I don't know if he's trying to bait somebody back onto that bomb or just retrieve a weapon. He goes down towards CT spawn and gets eliminated. So 6-7. A lot of death in round number 13. Seven to 6, Epsilon lead, our featured team for today. We've got Crucial and 4 lots of AKs, pretty much holding down the line. I like this from the Europeans. You've got 7 rounds on the board. It's a good map for you, and it's all really reliant on their CT side here. A couple of extra cherries on top towards the end of this half, perhaps. However, I'd be expecting maybe them to trade rounds. I don't think this is going to be like an overwhelmingly dominant first half. It doesn't have the potential to be. The furthest afield it can go right now is 9-6, where Epsilon can easily lose it. LDLC can easily come back. I do like the LDLC CT side. They do have a couple of plans in the mix. I think that flashbang might actually do them quite a bit of damage in this configuration. They might just trade evenly, and with Epsilon finding all the shots, LDLC just fall apart, and it's off the back of a couple of nicely placed flashbangs. Epsilon knew that the French defense was going to be getting aggressive. Clemenceau said that attack is the best defense, and Epsilon know it at least. And that is LDLC's defense ripped to shreds once again. The ramp push not paying off, and Epsilon, they find themselves 8-6 up. Nice scoreline as we go into halftime. Either 8-7 as close as it gets, or 9-6, a nice start for Epsilon. We look at their previous games. It is their CT side, which sometimes doesn't hold up. Sometimes it's their T side. It's a bit of a mixed bunch. However, in this series, I think anybody has either chance, either opportunity. I hope that we get the quarterfinals today, and maybe even the semis, but I've got a feeling, I've got an inkling, that the quarterfinals will be in best of 3, because it only makes sense with the timings that Dreamhack have scheduled today. Otherwise, there's going to be a really long break in between the games. However, that schedule hasn't been released yet. We'll keep you up to date as the day develops. However, for the time being, it is the 4 AKs on Epsilon's side to buff up their half. There's a Molotov, which forces Devdivek out of position. He gets tagged, UMP up close, and oh, those flashes are going to work wonders. Epsilon just have all the information. I don't know if Devdivek gave away anything there. However, UMP from behind just chipping in slightly. Epsilon, they seem to be firing on all cylinders. It doesn't seem to be a tactical aptitude difference which is really running this. It's just shots like this. What a 3-piece from Spellin. All angles covered at the end of the half. Great stuff from them.
Can't get him off that thing. Up all night he is.
Stamina. Don't underestimate it.
No dedication! Ready, let's go!
That's just what we need!
Just a quick couple of moments warm up before we go into the second half here. This is not live, so don't you worry about it. Of course, halftime break is often important for teams to have a little bit of detox, a little bit of a chill. You can get your head back together, but that's normally if it's like a very strongly one-sided half. If you're 13-2 down, then you can really benefit off of having a good halftime break. You have a couple of words with your teammates, you settle the score, and then you go to work on the second half. That's usually what a team elects to do. Here, 9-6, I don't think any team is going to be feeling necessarily pressured. This is a very standard scoreline before we get into this second half here. Epsilon going to be holding on CT here. LDLC is T. I don't like it when they reset the scores because it means that we can't see how many frags they got. Remember, I'm going for 1 million views today. Let's hope. I'm going to cross my fingers. Everybody else at home, I hope you're crossing your fingers because we're looking for 1 million views here today on for GG. Invite your friends, invite your mum, invite your pets, your cat and dog, because we want to get up to that. Mel, it's Keto. Oh, what a shutdown from Epsilon. Look at those shots. Fast, precise play with all the pistols. And Epsilon just get it rolling into this second half. That momentum that they had built up earlier, it all seems very niche and like it doesn't really matter until something like that happens. A big performance there with the headshots. And yeah, it was just headshots here. LDLC's economy is in tatters. They just don't have anything left. And remember, this is single elimination, a one chance and you're out. Open qualifier for Dreamhack Masters. This is the open qualifier. One strike and you're out. This isn't boxing. Or this isn't cricket. I should get my analogies correct if I'm going to go for them, but you know. Who's judging? The 11-6 here. Great conversion from Epsilon as well. Only losing one player. That's an SMG dropped. Or maybe it was a rifle. I feel like there was a rifle in window that Keto had held and they were trying to get to it there. So maybe a little late. So they only dropped one gun. That's important because now LDLC still don't have money. And the Epsilon side can really start to abuse this. They're likely going to have doubled the scoreline of the French attack here, and it looks like LDLC are going for a split approach. Players towards mid, and then over on A for the final frontier. I think that's another French term. I'm trying to get as many of them in as possible. Smokes over the top. A minute 30 left. And the nades, oh, about to tag. LDLC take a lot of damage there. And Sixer, what can you do from behind? He has to be the difference maker here. Drops an M4, however, there are smokes placed. Visuals cut off. He can't do anything and really run effective support. There's a 1-deek, though. And XMS, almost with an opportunity to get them back in this game. It's Sixer. Salvaged M4 and a bit of space and time. A minute left. Let's see if he can find the MP9, which is up close and personal, playing right into his hands. Brocky is actually watching for Murder Hole. He's actually going for this flank here. There are the taps. AK can be retrieved from A. He's not going to pick it up. He's going to go for the M4 towards CT spawn and then keep the AUG on Spellin. So sometimes a lot of teams think that these AUGs are better than the AKs, folks. I don't know how I feel about it. However, Epsilon obviously do. They've got the priorities set. You obviously know what you're going to go for when you go into a professional match, is what your comfortabilities lie as. And, oh, crucial. Trying to get aggro early on and going for those more aggressive peaks. There's the follow-up flick. Good damage. And now, where's LDLC's response? This is the gun round, the one that they've saved for. So ups over on mid shouldn't be shutting down your whole round. There was no response there. LDLC didn't have the follow-up peak. I think that they've gone to sleep here in the second half. This is disappointing, to say the least. They find themselves down in a 3 versus 5. Epsilon have the double AWP setup. This is a perfect setup to be utilizing against this triple attack. You've even got Surreal aggressive. He's got a perfect angle placed. I don't think LDLC is going to be able to burrow him out here. However, he zooms in. Not necessary. Devinvet catches him from up top. And now Epsilon know that the rotate needs to come through. Crucial. Let's see if he can hit some more shots. There's his third of the round. And a flick misses for number 4. However, the AUG is in place to finish off the last 2. Sweeping LDLC away into a 13-6 melt. Of course, these best of ones can sometimes be very quick, very one-sided. We cast a lot of best of ones, by the way, for the SCA Australian morning streams. They're always very exciting. So, these best of ones, you know, I think best of ones might even be my favorite to cast. Not being funny or anything, but like a lot of these games are just a lot more fun. You've got very fast-paced action, teams who don't really know each other, and if you've got back-to-back best of ones lined up, you get just so much more action in. I know that it's a bit harder to prepare for because you have to be ready for like 8 games instead of like 3 best of 3s. So it's harder from this side. However, it's much more satisfying because you get just the fast, you get the punches in, you roll with it. Will be a 14-6 scoreline for Team Epsilon, the team that we followed through today. Our pre-show was actually based on one of our favourite Epsilon matches earlier in the ECS Pinnacle Cup. That was fun. But 14-6, it's all about Dreamhack right now. It's all about Dallas. LDLC need a streak of 10 to win in regulation. This angle's very often compromised. The Molotov gets put in, but there is a smoke to follow, and oh, Sixer instantly spots it. Crucial gets crushed. Just the 50-second mark being hit, and Epsilon now need to stop this LDLC team in their tracks if they want to take this home. Otherwise, we might see a testy match. The Oh, defense rings in from behind, so there's the AWP gone. Six has also got one in hand. A double AWP setup from LDLC. They must be getting desperate, but headshots within that desperation. It's XMS. Surreal. So he drops. Oh, and he spots out the second man. Spelling overexposes. And now a 4 versus 2. As Epsilon need to close back in. Great headshots from Keto as they do level the scoreline, level the playing field. Keto's very low and has to find the 4. But Mathen and Devek have closed up a pair of angles. And Keto. There's somebody on top. There's the first shot. Devek very low on health as well. And with a kit, he can try and force this final man out. Spots him. Needs to chase down this kill, however. There's the bomb being defused. Flash out. He needs to take it. He does. Gets on this board. Epsilon. Oh, he steals it away. What a clutch to find 15. They stop LDLC from finding that tricky 10. And now it's all overtime for LDLC. They need to find 9 in a row. What a clutch. That was a 1 versus 4. It might be Spellin at the top of the scoreboard with 25 and 10. However, Keto is definitely in second place. Only 16 frags, but they've been impacts. Phenomenal stuff on the defense. And you love to see it. Epsilon now 1 away from this map. And at 15-6. It's XMS finding another. LDLC need 9 in a row to try and find this one. Keto drops. 3 versus 5 here. 2 versus 5 as LDLC finding more and more pickups. Rocky from behind, and I know it's the double AWP, so this might be one saving grace. Oh, I just want to see the 2 versus 5. I don't even mind who wins, but 2 versus 5s and 1 versus 4s always gets the blood pumping. It's Brocky obviously looking towards B. Just trying to keep this AWP alive, of course. You've got the other AWP as well from Crucial from behind. And let's see if LDLC can find the 9 in a row. 6 turns it. That's 1 gone. Now it's only Crucial. I think they know where he is. And he's quite close to this bomb site. So LDLC have the reinforcements in place to rid this server of that final AWP, and they are closing through. They're going to have about 5 seconds to find him. There's the easy shot. LDLC nail, and now they need 8. As I said, it was a testing 10 to make it to a win in regulation, but now they need an agonizing 8. Smokes over the top. And comebacks like this are always very difficult. And this is their life in this tournament. They're out. Epsilon still with chances to make it through to Dreamhack Masters. And LDLC's road will be over. Single elimination is brutal like that. Especially at best of 1 stage. When you're playing against some of the best teams in the world. The top 30s. The guys who can take on anybody. Epsilon with a defense. Trying to hold it down here. They've not got much in the way of investment. However, these choke points are covered, and they're aggressively contesting ramp. There are 2 defenders here, and I know that Sixer might be sneaking his way into behind. However, he gets spotted as he fires off a couple of shots between Crucial's legs. He's able to sneak away, exposing his position. However, coming in for the flank on the B bomb site, and Sixer needs to spot it. There are the shots. Gets tagged up, but B drops. So should be another one on the board for LDLC. Of course it will be here. But Epsilon keeping alive quite a bit of, quite a bit of bang here. Look at that. The AWP, double SMGs. This isn't looking too bad. They've got a bit of investment in this next round. I'm not saying that I want Brocky to go for pistol armor or go for full investment here. I'd like to see the save and then go for another buy here in the 10th.
Exactly like what it says on the tin. There's the first one. Nice flick upwards and HS doing all the damage. What was that? Who's he going to take the shot on initially? Thomas, Baymax, all three! Schneider! Perfect, beautiful play.
Hello and welcome everybody to the Dreamhack Masters close qualifier. Somebody is going to make their way to Dallas here today. We have a phenomenal match coming up first between G2Esports and HellRaisers. This is set to be a good one. Make sure that if you're here already, you're up bright and early, get in that Twitch chat because we'll be asking questions. We'll also be answering questions throughout the course of the day. So make sure that you all get involved. We got almost 600 people here, so this should be an interesting matchup between HellRaisers and G2 Esports. We saw G2 obviously take the wins yesterday. They made it through that upper bracket against Heroic and then unable to stay in the upper bracket against Windigo. They had some very, very close series. And to be honest, if I'm perfectly honest, I'd be expecting to see a similar thing again today. G2 like to play their opponents close. They had 2-3 mapper series yesterday, so they've played a lot of Counter-Strike. They should be hot in this series. They should be ready to take the fight to whoever their opponents are. And up against HellRaisers, I wouldn't be surprised if this is an all-out brawl. It's over to Train first, and one of the better players on Train yesterday for that G2 side was, of course, the one and only the French AWP superstar Kenny S. That young veteran, the young gun, I know, 23 years old. I don't know if that's that young in Counter-Strike. However, you know, pretty young. Average rating, though, of 1.26. That is just a crazy scoreline to be talking about. That's absolutely mental. You'd very rare see or seldom see a massive scoreline like that. Or a massive rating like that. That's just one of the most legendary players. Sometimes you see players with massive ratings from pretty isolated regions, but we're not talking about isolated regions anymore. We're talking about Kenny S in Europe during many teams' prime. He's barely been on the favored team during any of this series, any of his career. He's never really been on that #1 team. When does this start? It's about to start right now. Remember, we're getting into this matchup here for CS:GO Fight Night. I just want some good Counter-Strike today, folks. So if I can get some of that, then I'll be very happy. If I can get a little bit of sugar and spice, you know, if I could get some comments in the chat and everybody happy, then I'd be more than happy. If I'm perfectly honest. So yeah, in this matchup, I would say that I've got to kind of favour G2 in this one. They've got so much star potential and punching power that you kind of imagine that they can take it over the line, and that wouldn't be too controversial of a thing to say. But they're actually in warm up right now, so we can get in. Remember, we've got, well, everybody facing off against each other here today. You've got really interesting matchups so far in the tournament, and that is just going to continue. We've got some of the best teams in the world really just facing off against each other, and from the European division as well. I like casting, you know, some of the American games, but the premium European games is really where it's at. That's really where it gets like mega exciting. So this one should be going live shortly. And of course, HellRaisers versus G2. Just getting into that knife round now. Hey Caster, what's your name and Twitter? My name is SquidCS. My Twitter is /SquidCS. So you can check me out there. I don't know what happens. Maybe HellRaisers don't want it. Are you considering calling a 23-year-old person old? You know, in Counter-Strike, I don't know if that's that old, because obviously you've got like 17, 18-year-olds, kids basically, who are like top-tier professional players. So I wouldn't necessarily be surprised or disjointed calling that age of a person old, or I guess you could go for experienced instead. It's G2 on that CT side. Jack CZ75 for lots of USPSs. On the HellRaisers team, you've got, well, the double P250 and the triple Glocks. They're going to be sending them towards the A bomb site. Angel already chipping through. Shocks gets blocked, and this P250 could actually find more damage here. He's not even going with the pop. Hobbit just can't hold it down. Need that pop dog player really in position there. Kenny S from behind. Crushy's the last alive, and he is getting fired at by all angles, by all accounts, and there's the headshot to finish him. So 1-0 on the board, and G2, yeah, they're looking good so far. That pistol round was great for them, of course. Amanek, that new player from the G2 side, not picking up a kill just yet, but picking up quite a bit of compliment and critique yesterday. I think it's a bit controversial, his pickup, bodies drop. He needs to make bodies drop. 16-year-old Zero, nice ones. See, I didn't even know if that was legal in a lot of tournaments. Which tournaments limit the age? Caster, who do you think will win? I've got to go with G2 just because they were down in yesterday's games, but never ever out. You've got to commend a team who can manage that. It's going to be straight into the B-bomb site. Shocks can catch a couple of players on the cross, but the nades need to come in fast. He's lucky. Falls in, bomb goes down. That's HellRaiser's job done. And Oscar, last alive, going to get pounded by that MP9, but the bomb dropped is exactly what HellRaisers needed right there. They're going to be feeling fine about themselves. G2 are 2-0, but now HR can go for the bye. You see, well, plenty of AK-47s on that T side. They will probably go for somewhat of an execute here with all that utility. On the G2 side, they're not going to go for further investment. It's a bit of a dilemma sometimes when you've got the SMGs in hand, whether you're going to upgrade them, but in CS, having that residual cash is so much more important than the difference between having a UMP and having maybe a favourable M4. Shocks is going to get caught off by two here. They're both watching him down, and with that nade pouring in first, he's going to struggle to get out alive, but he manages it. HellRaisers, how did they not catch him as he backs off there? That's a big problem for both Hobbit and Crushy. The MP9's chipping in also. HellRaisers just don't seem to have turned up to this game just yet. They're having certain problems, set problems. And no respite in the first 3 rounds. Oscar looking to pin up this angle. And it is all about whether G2 or HellRaisers can get ahead early. This is all about the leads. 2-0 on the board. It's Angel in from behind. Jax drops. And HellRaisers finally finding their first kill. There's a second. HellRaisers Angel with a beautiful one tap there. And Shox is very low. Angel's going to finish him also. Angel doing all the work right now, but there is a Famous closing in from behind. He finishes one off. Angel needs the ace, and this is so unlikely. You've got players left, right, and centre. Amanek from behind is able to charge him away, and that is going to be a third on the board for G2. A buy round just not working out for the HR side. Leading the charge, Lucky 6-0 on the HR side. It's only Angel with 4 frags. He found most of them right there, but unable to finish off that round. Unfortunate stuff, and it is going to be a 3-0 start for for G2, sorry. The board. HR, of course, a CIS team. They've had much success, but in this round, a triplet of defense does start to shut them down. Shox with a flicky headshot means Oscar is taken right out of the server. Angel and Ice are last 2 alive, and they will rotate back to the A bomb site here, but with Shox over by B and no rotate coming through, G2 aren't necessarily going to get faked out by this. And he is going straight back to T-spawn. He could literally go anywhere right now. They're going to play the buddy system and try and find an opening frag. They could do that onto an isolated Shox. However, with him punching through the B-bomb site and trying to find this flank, Angel doesn't know that it's coming. He's watching and waiting. They're going to try and throw in a 2-pronged attack. I don't actually favour this because the bomb is all on its own. And with Shox coming in for the flank as well, I want them to hurry up onto this bomb site. They don't know that they're being pressured from behind, but Amanek should be able to line up the shots as well. Isa right here towards Ivy, and Angel playing very slow. Shox is breathing down their neck right behind this attack, and Kenny S is even able to catch him across. There's Shox just picking him with 2. Such patient play to find the quad kill in the 4th for Shox. He might have had a quieter day yesterday, but here on train, he's starting to show up top of the scoreboard. And a player like him, you have to give him some sort of versatility. You have to allow him to have the AK when he wants, use the AWP also when he wants. Shox also being, well, the in-game leader throughout some of his career. And that's because he wants that decision-making power. He doesn't want somebody telling him necessarily what to do. And in this G2 side, they don't have like a standalone in-game leader. They can actually switch and swap between them. And I don't know who's playing IGL right now. I would say maybe Shox is even playing in his secondary IGL. It's going to be the B site for HellRaisers. They barely have anything in terms of investment here. A little couple of bits of armor, but they're being shut down by G2 right now. This CT side has been rock solid for the first 5. And Isa, even though he rotates away, there's just no chance in this. Amanek has been playing quite well, in my opinion, says the Sandy Gamer. Thanks for your comment, by the way, and if anybody else wants to drop comments in the chat, feel absolutely free. Yeah, I would say that Amanek has been playing quite well. He should find this frag here, and it's due to his in-game intelligence. He's able to isolate these frags, and his aim is perfect. VFig, Jam. Thanks very much. I appreciate that. Caster, what are your thoughts on Amanek so far? So, yeah, I think he's got a good in-game intelligence. He's a pretty versatile player. We've seen him get out the AWP a lot. He's actually AWPing right now. In fact, he probably will be going aggressive in trying to find opening frags. With HellRaisers, barely any money on the board, Oscar is going to catch on the cross. Shocks up close and personal, this time on the A-bomb site. I don't think the HellRaisers will be expecting that, but now they know that he was towards B prior and now towards A. Maybe they'd be expecting barely a defense over on that B site. Bit of damage tagged in. Lucky is going to rotate over towards the A-bomb site. HellRaisers not electing to go for anything just yet, playing back in passive and waiting for these G2 members to sweat and possibly make a mistake. They won't. Lucky hits a instant headshot onto Angel. That's the equalizer. Shocks might be very low on HP, but he's actually kind of recovered. Picked up an AWP and straight towards the back of the A site. He can hold long angles, which are very hard to hit with either the AK or the AWP. It's Lucky up top, and he doesn't get spotted. They don't actually see him. We did, and Lucky right on top of things. Could stop this bomb from going down, but needs to hold trigger discipline. And there's the first. Doesn't know that the second's playing close to his left. It's Crushy. Now one shot will eliminate him. Shoxy just needs the pistol out and to find that single shot. Crushy might be to the direct right. But with that AK-47, he only needs one bullet into the French star. And as Shoxy makes a lot of noise, Crushy, this is his round all over. The bomb now being defused, but Crushy's going to get the equal time. There's the spray down. HellRaisers finally on the board. And that's just off the back of, I think Lucky maybe even got flustered. He was right on top of that B-bomb site. Nobody even checked him. It's sometimes too good to be true when you get that sort of a play, when you see absolutely everything. Sometimes you can feel, oh, well, all my birthdays and Christmases have come at once, and I'm going to maybe whiff this a bit. So, bit of a whiff there. Caster, score prediction. I don't like giving score predictions because maps can literally go either way. I can't necessarily say what the score might be. It's really all dependent on this CT side. If G2 can keep this rolling, then I could see a dominant finish on the first. However, remember, this is a best of 3, so lots of opportunities for both these teams. And HellRaisers, they've spent everything in this 7th. They desperately need this one. Only about 3,000, 5,000 residual cash amongst their players. And that, along with a shallow loss bonus, is going to mean poverty for the HellRaisers side if they lose this one. See, even though HellRaisers won that previous round, Angel doesn't even want to get out a rifle. I don't favour this situation. I prefer having 5 rifles in your hands. However, he's expecting one of his teammates to go down earlier, then he can retrieve that gun. Shock's there, punching in. Oscar, the AK-47, going to fire through, but it's Lucky instead with 2. Great shots, and Aminek going to put one in the head of Angel. Just Hobbit left, and he is shaking his boots towards the back of the A-bomb site, and Shock's going to finish him. So 6-1, G2 now taking a nice lead. The money in a crippled state for HellRaisers, and, you know, the G2 side, 6-1 here. Yeah, this is looking good. HellRaisers now with 5 lots of AK-47s. G2Esports with 3 orgs, double AWP. And actually shooting through towards the B-bomb site. Little bit of damage. Not going to matter too much. You have to hit the headshots in that position. G2, though, they've got 2 players towards the B-bomb site. Let's see if they can hold up a defense. Goyish Biggles, love your name, but he says, I hate the new economy changes. You know, I don't actually like it either. I really love the idea of being able to reset a someone's T side or someone's CT side and being just in ruins, money-wise. It gives you more buys, and I guess it does give us less ecos and more action. It puts more money in the server. How much would Ents destroy these 2 teams in train? 16-5 or more? You know, Ents' train is very good. But a lot of Ents' maps are very good, so I wouldn't catch them sleeping on any map in particular. Oh, Angel. Instant headshot. But with the bomb in the open and Angel away from the action, it will be a potential 7-1, depending on whether Isa can really run in. No trigger discipline there, and Jack's able to catch him from behind. That could have been a 2-for-1, but instead it's just Angel on this B-bomb site. Gonna fire through and hit a headshot too. Kenny S needs to hide. It's, oh, Angel! Why'd you do it? Why would you do it to yourself? Dying in the last possible moment. Maybe that was to get the loss bonus. Thinking that Kenny S could even kill him after time. I don't know if Angel even meant to do that, because it just seemed very weird and strange. But I'm not going to go for a buy in this one, apparently. I don't know if that was a perp. No, because if you suicide, you don't get loss bonus either. So, Angel, I don't know what he was thinking. However, it's Deagles and Pistols onto the A-bomb site for HellRaisers. They speed it up, and they're going fast and furious into the CT's positions. Aminek holding back by Ivy, but these rifles already raining through. Jack's the fast firepower, UMP in hand. 8-1, and I can't even get to that M4, so a slight blunder there, but it's only small mistakes for G2. HellRaisers very far behind. We could see a one-sided map here. G2 might have taken all of yesterday's games to the absolute limit. All 3 mappers, I think overtime took place in all of those series. G2 have had some very long roads to victory and losses recently. And remember, this is the lower bracket. Trox doesn't quite get caught there. The flash through. Oscar drops. It's Hobbit. Gonna try and get distraction from behind. Gets dinked down though. That's almost Jack's doing his job. And with Lucky up close and personal, this should run in and pretty much end this round. He's got a player close. Crushy definitely breathing down his neck right now, but a minute left. G2 with a 2-man advantage. They have seemed so confident and convincing since the very offset. These rounds haven't been close, and that's what's difficult for HR right now. Oh, Shox even spots him. Isa stood in exactly the wrong place. The last player, Crushy, It's absolutely mauled into the A-bomb site. So G2 surviving with 4 players yet again. And look at this money start to thrive for the French side. Jax doesn't have anything, but everybody else over, well, between the $3,000 and $6,000 mark. This enough for a big buy in the 12th. If G2 lose this, and it's a HellRaisers force buy. They've gone for the half buy. It's pistols and everything, but G2 now need to hold the line and do with crossfires. Every single position has been taken by G2. They're not leaving anything unchecked. No stones unturned. And crushy shot in the face, Hobbit. Last up, 10-1. In, Jax, nice opening headshot, and it's G2 finding all of the entries. This time HellRaisers do fire back, but it's aggression towards the other side of the map, which is going to stunt their growth in this round. You've got 2 players towards the B bomb site, and with Ice Rule ready on A, Kenny S needs to be very careful. He can get caught here, but oh, there's the shot. The timing works out for him. And now the last 2 HellRaisers members want to take the B bomb site. I don't think they're going to be expecting Amanek up top. This is a perfect position to be ruling here. Angel, he's got that bomb, but no entrance into the B bomb site yet. You've still got Amanek holding up top. Now he's switched up his angling. Angel is going to walk right into the org. 11-1 here as G2. This is a slaughterhouse on the CT side of Train. This has been so dominating, so one-sided. I'm sure the French stream's excited, at least. So, I think HR probably need like 3 or 4 rounds here. If they can take 3 or 4, then they're going to feel fine going onto their CT side, and they can try and get this lockdown defense. Their T side's definitely their weaker half, especially on Train. So, I'm expecting them to maybe try and pick up another couple here. It's going to be difficult because their money is, they're always on an uphill struggle. Yeah, they could get 3 or 4 rounds. 12-3, 11-4. Both possible. Yeah. People in chat are right. Train is very CT-sided, so you can't really rely on G2 just being these overwhelming gods. There's the flashes piling onto the B-bomb site. Bit of damage taken, and Amanek through this smoke going to hit a fadeaway headshot before backing off. Angel can't open up. That's the Deagle gone, and now the other 2 Deags have to chip in from behind. Amanek misses the shots, and Amanek's able to trade it. G2 utterly convincing. 5 players surviving as they bring this 12-1. So, you know, this is a CT-sided map, but not this CT-sided. 12-1, that's the scoreline. And G2, the reason they've been dominant isn't because they're CT-sided Train. That's like a minor portion of this. However, it is just they are absolutely playing better than HellRaisers here. Shocks, actually. Maybe even able to spot out that next man. Nice flick up, and Oscar's next in line. Shocks is on fire, and it's a 13-1 performance from G2, who look to close this game off. This has been poor for HellRaisers. They are poor going into this last round as well. Angel probably going to get out AK body armor. Let's see what he does. No, Galil with the head armor and flashes also. Oscar going for Deagle and body armor with the head in there as well. It will be the A bomb site for HellRaisers. They look to want to set this execute fast, and 13-2 and then the pistol round's the only way back. It is possible. They need to hit headshots like that. Isa with the first. Hobbit's moving in from the side as well, so Jack's eliminated. And G2 running out of players on the A bomb site. They have to go for the rotate. And as this bomb goes down, they have to go for the retake. Angel taps those digits in, and now he has to scramble to cover as G2 solemnly rotate over. Amanek then caught. HellRaisers just have too much coverage on this A-bomb site right now. They're even covering the flanks. Nobody from G2 coming for it. However, through connector, through CT spawn, Shocks and Lucky, one of these dream combinations to find this defuse. Lucky instantly on the bomb, and he might just get instantly on the death. But 13-2, and that is a convincing half for the G2 side.
Can't get him off that thing. Up all night he is.
Stamina. Don't underestimate it.
Dedication! Ready, let's go!
That's just what we need!
It's the second half here, and obviously G2 versus HellRaisers. A pistol round might separate G2 from this victory. Of course, they're looking for some big wins here in the Dreamhack close qualifier. I'd be expecting G2 to just take this over the line here. However, HellRaisers, they could make this closer. CT side of Train, there is comeback potential. There's just shutdown potential. If your CT side's firing all cylinders, which HellRaisers often is, we've seen them hit shots. 13-2, and as we get into the second half, G2, their easiest way of closing this game out is right now. Taking this pistol pretty much secures it. I don't think HellRaisers would even have a full buy going through. This could easily be 16-2 if that's the case. However, it's pistols and G2 on T. Let's see where G2 are going to throw this one in, preferably towards the A-bomb site. They're already sending players fast out. No P250s on their side. HellRaisers, 4 lots of Kevlar, the single kit on Hobbit. They've put that kit towards the back of the A site, though. It could get very easily segregated and locked out the action. It's not actually on this bomb site. You'd usually put the kit on B, to be honest. So players can retake coming in, and then he rotates over towards A for the retake. So you're always going to have the kit where you want it, but held off the A site. It's a little bit unconventional, I would say. Flashes, 3 of which, there's the decoy as well, towards the B-bomb site, and now G2 are going to throw it into A. They need to hit these taps, and Shocks from long range actually able to find both with the Glock. What was that? The USPS has a massive, humongous advantage in that position, but Shocks able to overcome, and it's all 3 for him. 14-2, and HellRaisers, they should be going 0-1 down in this series. G2 might just about force us onto a second map here today. This has been a very one-sided performance. The CT side of HellRaisers might not even get a chance. They might not even show up here today. G2 with a 15th on the board, and, you know, HellRaisers just a million miles behind right now. This one should be over, and, of course, HellRaisers and G2. This is a best of 3, remember, so we've got another map coming up next. That's Nuke, and that is G2's pick. Remember, this is HellRaisers' pick on Train, and they have been overwhelmed. They've been mauled. I think if HellRaisers can find the CT side first on Train, or on Nuke, sorry, then they do have a chance in that map. I don't think that it's a terrible map, like by any means for them. However, G2, their CT side has just been too strong here today, and Jack's finding a follow-up frag. This one might all be over here. We might be going through to Nuke with HellRaisers just being overwhelmingly crushed. And Lysa can chip one back, but towards the A-bomb site, so many players over here. Kenny S could chip in 3 versus 4 as HellRaisers do take another, but the bomb edging onto the A-bomb site, and Lucky just sneaking and slithering his way through. Hobbit easily taken down. There's the 2-piece. All the entries found by Lucky, and this game should be over. 55 seconds on the clock. G2 can even run down the time. We'll just plant right now. This applies the pressure, and this wound's going to start stinging. Crushy moving in from behind. Might actually catch Amanek off. He's not watching towards this back A main position. However, Crushy needs to find these shots with the USPS. Misses. That's game over. Surely. AK-47 left. Crushy pretty much throws it down the drain. And Isa, 1 versus 3 here. He is all that stands in the way of this G2 side going through to map 2. And there's another follow-up headshot. He needs the ace, but with the Molotov down, he has this defuse, and Lucky's not going to give it to him. 16-2 for the first map today. What a overwhelming performance from G2Esports. They go 1-0 up in this series, and it's all because they're in this lower bracket. It's the semi-final here. They do not want to go home in last place or second or 5th to 6th place by any means. There's no prize money on the line. It's just 2 positions in the Dreamhack Masters Dallas up for grabs, and out of 8 teams, a quarter of which going through, you want to take every single win you can. Windigo beating them yesterday, but HellRaisers getting crushed today. That is map 1. We're going through to Nuke after this very short break.
What's this? Oh my god, it's over. That's over. Mal's career is over. Mal can never play Counter-Strike again. I don't care what happens. He can never play Counter-Strike ever again. That's it. Done.
Bomb planted at the A-bomb site, and Avantgarde with opportunities to close this series off. Now, Kicker, he's challenged up close and personal. There's a follow-up headshot. Just Sirison to keep this one alive, and he has the AWP posted in his hand. Follow-up flick. There's the first, and he has time on this clock. The Molotov placed, and that is nicely poised. Sanji here on the defuse. It's Sirison trying to bait the player out, but Sanji doesn't go for the peek. Instead, it's the AWP loading and the headshot. Sirison, can he find this bomb? Yeah, there it is.
Trying to attack him away. Stuck in the pit. Can't find him. Not plays very aggressive this time. Behind the smoke, and he finds the second flick. Oh, and the third knock! Doing everything, almost hits the 4th. Lethal and brutal on this B-bomb site. He doesn't really know that he's not defusing just yet. He has to bait out the second man as well. There's the kit and the smoke. I think he might be able to do this. He does bait him out. Oh, there's the headshot! Nicely done, Existence Galaxy. It's really down to HS to be the majority of this defense here. He needs to really heat up and hit some headshots here. Exactly like what it says on the tin. There's the first one. Nice flick upwards, and HS doing all the damage. What was that? HS with a quad kill. He's going absolutely off the rails. We've got Relaxer coming from behind. He's on short.
Goodbye.
There's the opener shot hit. The bomb is planted right for him. He's got this angle nailed down and lined up. They need to just bait a shot out of it.
Goodbye.
And, oh, there it is, but he nails it straight up. So just before the Molotov goes down, he needs to stop this. Oh, and he has stopped the defuse from coming in. Another shot from Relaxer, who does everything. A quad kill, a 1 versus 4 on the A bomb site. And that is map and match point. But Mixwell still has to sneak his way out of A main, and he's got company from behind. That nade right over the top isn't going to do anything but a fast flick on 1. Oh, in the second, Mixwell blasts his way out of that situation with a pair of frags and 28 HP to his name. Now he needs to rotate towards the B bomb site. He's only got 10 seconds left on the clock. I'm not sure he's got enough time for this one. That bomb takes 4 seconds to plant, and he needs to get it last possible second. How does he manage it? Now the rotate has to come through. A 1 versus 3 that seemed impossible earlier now seems almost probable. And it might be pistol in hand to try and crack this one. Makes his way through. It's Deagle out instead. Him closing up the distance. Even behind in the flick. Do anything so far, and this might all be over. They have to go for the they have to go for the 4, sorry, in this 17th, and Swisher, he puts We're Going A. What an absolute joker. And obviously they are, but ripping straight through once again. There are the shots. Swisher as well, dealing a damaging blow to both their, well, economy, their faces, and also their pride. This has been a very one-sided game. Monty last alive, and they're just going to try and finish him off. 15-2. This one's over. Do anything so far, and this might all be over. They have to go for the they have to go for the 4, sorry, in this 17th, and Swisher, he puts We're Going A. What an absolute joker. And obviously they are, but ripping straight through once again. There are the shots. Swisher as well, dealing a damaging blow to both their, well, economy, their faces, and also their pride. This has been a very one-sided game. Monty last alive, and they're just going to try and finish him off. 15-2. This one's over. We've got Relaxer coming from behind. He's on short.
Goodbye.
There's the opener shot hit. The bomb is planted right for him. He's got this angle nailed down and lined up. They need to just bait a shot out of it.
Goodbye.
And, oh, there it is, but he nails it straight up. So just before the Molotov goes down, he needs to stop this. Oh, and he has stopped the defuse from coming in. Another shot from Relaxer, who does everything. A quad kill, a 1 versus 4 on the A bomb site, and that is map and match point.
Smoke gonna be coming in. Oh, the jump gonna be able to get them some information. The flash is gonna be there, but now's the time to be aggressive. And Hunden's preoccupied at the moment. A couple of members already gonna be storming the site. Freiberg takes one down. Hunden and Acker combine together to get another one, but it doesn't matter. Finally, Hunden able to take one down. He turns around, and Hunden gets 3 quick kills in a row while he's wounded. Where was this in the first half? Are you freaking kidding me?
E1. Clutch scenario. Order. Really looking for another round right here. Valiance is 1 shot away with any gun to die.
Oh my goodness! INS shoots right over his head. Oh my god, he was 1 bullet away. And suddenly it's 9-1. Valiant showing off some backwards bunny hopping skills. Oh, that was right above his head.
Charging him down, MBK with a opening headshot, quick at drops. I don't know if they know that this AWP is up close and personal, but they certainly do now. Jane fires in, there's a second shot. Oh, and Jane does everything! Lines up 3 and 4 players! Unbelievable! The A bomb site gets shut down. How does he manage it? Every single angle covered.
immediately in the flank. Poggers have the single USPS on tobacco at the back of this B bomb site. They obviously need this pickup. Spray not finding the initial headshots though. It's the Deagles that pick him instead. Tobacco towards the back of this site, gonna nail another one, and it's only Dennis remaining. He's trying to close in, and Tobacco sideswipes him and finds the headshot. 4-12. Poggers stays in. And now it's Woo in a 1 versus 2. He needs to breach open here, and he does spot out Freeman. There comes the crossfire, and ZywOo, they both miss. I don't know how this is even able to happen, but with the AWP placed, ZywOo's able to find both. Unbelievable. ZywOo. 30 seconds left. Kaze shoots one right over the top line and leaves ZywOo in a crucial 1 versus 3. He gets tagged by the flash, and through the smoke, Kaze just gets caught off guard. He's able to do damage and stay alive for now another ZywOo 1v2. This time to finish off the entirety of Inferno and to push them through to Nuke 1-0 up. Oh, there's a headshot. Oh, another one. ZywOo. How does he even manage it? Time after time, they go through to Nuke 1-0 up. Now in a 2 versus 3, they need to stop this bomb from being defused, but he's hidden away in cover, and these USPSs can't connect with the shots. Zinken is still alive and wasting plenty of time. Zori has to hold it up and defend his teammate, but Zinken's going for these shots. He's trying to do it, but Zori's still on this bomb. He finally gets the defuse. The shots hit just an instant too late. And Tempo Storm's mid control has really just not come up with any results. He's trying to get that AK. He's still not got it. He's going to run out of bullets before he gets here. He's actually going to give up on the AK.
What's this? Oh my god, it's over. That's over. Mal's career is over. Mal can never play Counter-Strike again. I don't care what happens. He can never play Counter-Strike ever again. That's it. Done.
Bomb planted at the A bomb site, and Avantgarde with opportunities to close this series off. Now, Kicker, he's challenged up close and personal. There's a follow-up headshot. Just Sirison to keep this one alive, and he has the AWP posted in his hand. Follow-up flick. There's the first, and he has time on this clock. The Molotov placed, and that is nicely poised. Sanji here on the defuse. It's Sirison trying to bait the player out, but Sanji doesn't go for the peek. Instead, it's the AWP loading and the headshot. Sirison, can he find this bomb? Yeah, there it is.
Trying to tap him away. Stuff in the pit. Can't find it. Not very aggressive this time. Trying to smoke, and he finds the second. Oh, the third! Lord! Doing everything! Almost hits the fourth. Lethal and brutal on this B bomb site. He doesn't really know that he's not defusing just yet. He has to bait out the second man as well. There's the kit and the smoke. I think he might be able to do this. He does bait him out. Oh, there's the headshot! Nicely done, Existence Galaxy.
Hello and welcome back to CSGO Fight Night. My name's Squid CS, and you're joining me for the second map of the day, which is, of course, Nuke. We have a great game between G2 and HellRaisers about to start, and that first map was so telling. It was overwhelmingly dominating and one-sided. G2, obviously, able to take that one over the line 16-2. Now they play on one of their favourite maps, Nuke, but they get that T-sided start, which they obviously didn't want. I said the only way for HellRaisers to really win this game is to get off the starting grid very fast. You need to get the wins on the board, and you need to start doing that from the CT side. However, Lucky finding a shot. HellRaisers at a deficit now. With Angel gets clattered from behind. It's Lucky just wants to shoot everybody in the face, even his own teammates. Shox gets absolutely nailed, and now it's just Hobbit versus 3. There's nothing you can do on this site. He hasn't even got a kit. This is a bad situation, and look at Lucky go. He hit 5 headshots. Unfortunately, one of them was onto his friend, but, you know, a 1-0 start in G2, keep that momentum from the first half. We saw just a very strong G2 CT side previously, and now they start on T. That can often be the change of pace that an underdog team needs. And HellRaisers, they are the underdogs right now. Nuke is rife for upsets, but certainly not if G2 can find 6 or so rounds on the T side of Nuke. It's all pistols for HR. They didn't want to go for a save in this one. Instead, playing full force, full steam ahead. Will be G2 picking towards the A-bomb site now. They've got a couple of players outside and in towards Secret. Angel trying to keep them at bay for maybe much more than a minute. The Molotov's placed on the A-bomb site. G2 could actually go anywhere right now. They've got quite a few options. With players down in defense, I would be going straight onto A, and it should just be the shutdown here. Here come the SMGs, here come the rifles. It's Amanek with another. And Hobbit and Isa last alive. They need to pick up from above. And Jack's going to be the first to fall. Both players low, though. So this attack is going to be probably thwarted. And his Hobbit gets spotted out as well. The element of surprise is gone. And the AK-47 can rip into him. Only Isa remains. And he is also coming in from the back. However, G2, they've got all bases covered. And this will be a 2-0 start on G2's T side. Remember, you need to have, I would say, 5 or 6 rounds on your T side. You don't need to have that. You could have 3 or 4 and then a pistol, then the CT pistol. However, playing from behind, even as CT is always difficult in Counter-Strike, you always need to have the momentum rolling on your side. However, it will be G2 after a good start here, 2-0, and oh no, again, the caster who can't cook. Ringer squad and Ramsey. It's raw! Oh, what a nade! HellRaisers now, actually with a chance. 2 versus 3, and now a 1 versus 3. Shox, the last alive. He's only got a pistol in hand, and as his teammates get shut down. Oh, another headshot! Shox, unbelievable. Trying to get away, but Crushy not going to allow it. HellRaisers finally on the board. Shox definitely had an opportunity to take that back there, but 1-2. And now G2, they're going to have weaponry in this 4th. I wonder what G2 are doing. Shox pretty much lost that round because he didn't have a buy. Choke G2. So, pair of pistols, Deeg and CZ on Jackson Lucky, everybody else with rifles would be the double AK-47 and Kenny S's AWP that already tags in towards Isa. He's very wary of that second angle as well, and Kenny S, gonna bait Angel into this one. Doesn't actually spot the head, and it is all attention towards ramp. Hobbit has to stay alive for as long as possible. Shock's close to this angle, and Kenny S there to support, but Oscar gonna find it all on his lonesome. It's the flashbang out. And towards the back angle, Lamanek can prod towards the A-bomb site. Crushy up close and personal. If he moves through this smoke, he's going to definitely be taken down. There's the headshot, though. Ramp controlled. Now HellRaisers in sturdy defense of the A-bomb site. Crushy with another. A two-man deficit for G2 as they need to fight it back. Amanek swipes in with one. Crushy should have probably fallen back there, but with NES coming in from behind and Oscar, they know exactly where he is. He pops out the nade and Hobbit's there to support. 2-2. As HellRaisers, they're back in this game. Remember, their CT side is exceptionally strong, so we could see just a one-sided half and then G2 get completely mowed out of it. If Train was anything to go by, their T side's not going to be too impressive, so I'm expecting G2 to be able to take 10 plus rounds on their CT, but you can't be reliant on that. You have to find rounds early, and 2 on the board is obviously a good start, but they need a little more success against the rifles now. HellRaisers after this one, if this is convincing, will likely build up a big bank. Angel already going down though, and G2 can fluster the defense. It's Hobbit. Gets insta-dinked. Jax, a great shot, and where's the follow-up? He could very much do with this AUG. It is salvageable after you actually find that shot, but Hobbit, he's moving in from the backside. Lucky instantly tags him. That's the kill. Now, the possibility to pick up the AUG. Lucky's close, and he wants the shot on Isa. There's the easy pickup. HellRaisers losing players left, right, and centre. Oscar, how's he alive? Shock's apparently not able to do the same. He had a bit of a rough day yesterday, so let's give him a break. Jax, another easy shot, all picked up. Crushy last remains. This is not how a nuke CT side is meant to be played whatsoever. This has been just a really badly played round. And it doesn't look like anything's going to get in the Frenchman's way. And Kenny is just lining up the angle perfectly. He should take the AWP from Jax, and then we'll see what they can do with a full buy. HellRaisers, they don't have anything here in this 6th. Two to 3. Shock's outside. Doesn't spot anybody just yet against the pistols. Remember, HR have won one of these rounds already, so this is entirely possible. And Oscar already with the information. And Angel in response just popping that nade through. Oscar picking up that angle. Doesn't actually spot much, but Lucky gets tagged. This is a much more concentrated map for G2. Remember, this is their map pick. They favoured Nuke, so they're definitely overwhelmingly high favourites going into this one. Even though G2 lost that knife round, they find themselves on the T side, and it doesn't seem to be too much of a struggle. The pop flash in up top, and the A-bomb site about to be challenged. Amanek can just pour down. He's got lots of support also. So with HellRaisers, 2 players on this A-bomb site, they have to find all angles, and it's all covered. Crushy, last player on the defense. Hobbit is still alive and Can actually run in distraction, but even the bomb being planted in cover, he's going to have no chance whatsoever. Jax turns around and finishes him 4-2. Outside, he's good in his positions, and look at him isolate these frags. What an ace right there. It's very, very hard. You often see 5 players running towards a rifle and they're able to overwhelm, but against Shox, that never happens. You see him picking those angles very cleverly. Very, very smart stuff from the French star. And that just shows his experience, just taking those first 2 kills, popping the flash out as well. The HellRaisers, they can't do anything about it. They're just carrying the corner. And Shox goes on a tear and a rampage. 5 easy frags on the board. And those are really important. I know they're only eco frags, but don't discredit them because that's cash in Shox's pocket. And less kill bonus for HR. And no investment needed in this round. Shox, he picks up an ace like that, it means that he doesn't have to invest into the AUG. He saves himself about $5,000. That's really important. And you can see his money definitely benefiting off the back of that. Four versus 4. Lucky going to be playing in towards the B-bomb site. Nobody here for defense. HellRaisers just haven't spotted anything out just yet. And G2, this is already a good half here. They should secure a 6th. If HR, why aren't they going for the retake? There's barely even coverage on the B-bomb site. G2 have 2 players extremely low to the very extremities of health. And HR just want to save. I don't get this decision. Of course, B site, it's near on impossible to retake, but if you are feeling confident, there's no reason why you can't do it. So 6-2 here. Kenny S. About to drop a bunch of players. It's Lucky to chip through, and Jackson Lucky both with 2. Great stuff there, and G2 should be able to put something on the board here again, once again. The Hobbit from behind does manage to trip up one, but he's right above the action, full HP, but a head glitch spot. G2 should be able to find the shots as he goes through this choke point. It's very difficult to cross, lots of angles to check. Lucky instantly picks him with the face. It's Hobbit to drop. HellRaisers just haven't had a CT side here, and that's a team who should be good at their CT half. If G2 lost every other round as of this point and went down 8-7, I still would favour them in the second half. G2 CT side here on Nuke is very strong, but apparently their T side matches it. They definitely seem like one of the older French teams right now. This does look like a very games-esque style team playing here today. You've got star players who are firing up. I don't think in the international scene that they're as hot as the very games players used to be. Some of the best aim stars in the world. So unproven talent, ISO with a big spray down and mow down, just Shox remaining. Just like that, G2 get crushed. That's how easy it is to find the shutdowns on the CT side sometimes. But G2, you know, they've been panning into these bomb sites. It's been maybe slightly embarrassing. Crusher could get caught from behind here, but Shox turns away. And there is the shot. So 1 bullet needed, of course, close range with that AUG. 7-2. Remember that Nuke is CT-sided? Yep, CT-sided it is, and very CT-sided at that. I think you'd be expecting double digits from most CT sides, and that would put G2 right over the end. Of course, if HellRaisers can take 8 and then a pistol round, they could find themselves maybe 11-7 up. But then they still need 2 or 3 gun rounds, which is very difficult to do. Averaging 2/3 rank 1 right now, or even just over 2/3. And if KDS can keep finding picks like that, the openings, HellRaisers are going to fall apart once again. HR are not showing up strong right here. Yes. Oh, hits that shot. Tracked the nade coming over the top. And he finds it instantly. Hobbit now has to run away. Jax, he has the angle assertively pointed down. Bomb down on the B bomb site. Both members of G2 low. This retake has to happen. Hobbit picks up the AK-47 and now he's going to go down vents and try and find these opening pickups. There's one player here. Jax does drop. Now it's him versus Kenny S. This is the classic setup here. Hobbit flashbang out and pops around the door, but Kenny S is too fast on the shot. It's an 8th round for G2 and they're going to win this half. So one-sided. It's not even been close whatsoever. HellRaisers to the bottom of their bank now. And they've got to find some wins. Otherwise, their money's going to be an absolute cripple. Amanek moving straight in. There's the opening headshot. No reset. Remember that economy's changed. But they'll still have just no weaponry carried through. Amanek does get pinned by the AWP of ISOs, aggressively peeking that angle and poking through. 2 kills and then there's the bomb dropped. Oscar moving in with that crocodile of a gun, the XM, as Lucky actually able to molly him away. ISO catches on the cross and that's the no scope. Kenny S making big, grave errors and mistakes. Lucky's out in the open and, you know, Oscar should be able to close the distance here. Shox is waiting for the rotate and that will come. It's back of Angel, 50 damage, and Shox needs clean kills. Behind, there's the headshot. Now Shox versus 2. Remember, they've got money in their pockets, so this won't account to a save. However, playing the buddy system, AWP and M4, Shox is one of the best in the West. And he will try and take the B-bomb site through this smoke. They both peek simultaneously, and Shox can't fire in. It's 4-8, HellRaisers. They need the next 3. They won't have a lot of money to do it with. They're going to have to go for big investment in this one. with one. Oh, there's a second headshot. It's actually G2 picking in towards the B bomb site. And now HellRaisers need to make a messy retake happen. They've barely got any players. They've not got enough. They're playing over on ramp. And G2 can just molly and smoke them away. They're lucky as well with the flank to find another. HellRaisers have been completely dominated and decimated. Isa may be able to chip in through the back, but there's another T here. And he's able to capitalize. Hobbit last alive. He's on ramp. And even saving this org here is probably going to be useless. HellRaisers probably going to have about $3,500–4,000 each at the end of this after the loss bonus comes in. I think they all get 3,400 loss bonus. It'll be 9-5, so they're 5 rounds away from each other in this half. So I think that's the round difference. So Crushy should be on 3650. Let's see if my maths is right. Nope, not even right. Not even close. I have no idea how the new economy system works. Somebody help me. What am I doing wrong here? Why am I working it out just so incorrectly? Every single time I'm getting absolutely wrecked by this money. I was looking at the money and I was expecting it, and then quick maths. Might be quick maths, but it's quick kills from G2, who do absolutely annihilate this push. They need all the AK can find either. It's just Hobbit remaining. Needs a 5k here, and that might be the first two. G2, I just want to see them avoid him and go somewhere else, but they're going to funnel in and find the frag. It's shocks to find double digits there. 10 rounds on the board. T-side of nuke. This series is pretty much over. HellRaisers just did nothing from start to finish. This has been a very one-sided game that G2 have just been able to absolutely rampage and stomp through. I don't even know what to say about this one. Oh, headshot after headshot. It's HellRaisers falling like flies, and once again Hobbit and Angel have to pick it up. Probably not going to happen. It's likely an 11-4 half here, unless they can catch the bomb, but I don't think there's anybody on this rotation. No, they're outside and upstairs. It's Angel, needs that headshot and he finds it. That levels it ever so slightly, and Hobbit firing through. They might actually be able to manage a retake here. Lucky holding this angle, and there's the shot. It's gone towards the B-bomb site. And Hobbit, he's going to rotate down ramp. But with Amanek holding close, this is going to be difficult. The flash in. Hobbit does get blinded up. Lucky's got the perfect angle. G2 just playing into protection once again. And another follow-up headshot. 11-4. And that is half-time secured. And G2 should be able to close this game out.
Are you interested in getting into the esports scene and potentially making a career out of it? Do you stream, cast, play, write, or design games? If you do, send us an email at info@efightingleague.com or send us a DM at EFLGG. Game on.
It might be a second half, but G2, as we go into the following pistol round, this has to be just a monstrous performance. What a game so far for G2Esports, who they have just lost at every single request, at every single regard. So, 11-4. Let's get into the second pistol round. HellRaisers obviously have opportunities to take a bit, but it is going to be straight into the A-bomb site. Let's see if G2 can hit the headshots, though. The clock's getting precariously close. Oh, but they chip in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lucky there as well. That is just such a beautiful display, and G2 might just about end this game. HellRaisers, are they even going to go for the force here? I don't know. I don't think they should, but this is going to be, well, 13-4 here, with G2 going for a big buy up and then HellRaisers unable to do so. So I would heavily suggest HellRaisers, yep, go for this save, buy up in the third of the half. That made, was that through a wall? I don't know if he was actually behind there or if Crushy got killed through that wall there. I think somebody should clip that and show me, but you know, 1 HP, sometimes these pieces of shrapnel teleport. It's Jax to find another, and then remember G2's CT side is actually even better than their T. They have just run over the HellRaisers this game. HellRaisers, they're surely going to be going out in 5th to 6th place, and G2, one best of 3 will separate them from, well, I think it's 1 best of 3, it might even be 2, separating them from Dallas. Yesterday, they took a loss against Wendigo. I'd like to see a repeat of that series, because that was very, very close. Wendigo very unable to close out multiple ones of those maps. It was a comeback by G2 on Dust 2, which actually allowed the third map to even happen in the first place, and then it's G2 just overwhelmingly mauling the HellRaisers in this series. Amanek from up top. This has been left, right and centre G2 series. A 16-2 in the previous map and a 13-4 in this one. And let's see if they can shut the rifles down once again. HellRaisers might have better weaponry, but Amanek stealing away a frag. Oh, and there picks in for the second. Crushy drops from the side. And Amanek able to do everything on the A-bomb site. Hobbit cannot capitalise. He's way too far away. And needs to rejoin ISA. They need to regroup. With these shots being hit, Jack's down to 5 HP. ISA can actually find this pickup if he does. So lucky 1 versus 2. He's on the A-bomb site here, and the bomb rotating down to B. Hobbit's not going to be careful about his plans. However, Lucky is right in cover. He's made his way down to lower control room. ISA right behind. There's no kit on Lucky. He could have afforded one at the start of this round. However, he needs to find fast shots. Hobbit's tucked in the corner. Yeah, play this perfectly. 5th on the board for HellRaisers. And the G2 money will only survive 1 more buy. So G2, another opportunity to close this one out. HellRaisers, a chance to make this one closer. Of course, they need 10 rounds to make this to overtime. 11 out of 12 to win in regulation. Very unlikely that that's going to happen. But G2 did it, so well, it's certainly not impossible. There's just no margin for error. And if you thought this buy was hard from G2, they're going to have an even stronger one going into the next round. So be an eco in the next if they lose 13-7 and then full with the buy. Let's see if G2 can hold up the defense. Looks like HellRaisers finding the opening. Pickups a triplet of headshots. There's Crushy chipping in as well. And it's Jax remains. He's going to get found. An easy round altogether now by the HellRaisers, but HR, they've got a lot more work to do. 13-7, now the eco. Likely going to be the 13-7, as I said, aforementioned scoreline on the board. And then we'll see if G2 can do anything. R.I.P. David Attenborough? Did he die? Or are you just saying that as a joke? I gotta check my news now. It's not in the news. Shots, no damage. Oh, and Kenny S. Jax both picking in shots. This could go the way of G2 if HellRaisers aren't exceptionally clever and careful about this one. No, he's not dead. Alright. Good stuff, good stuff. So the wrap in, Hobbit can actually spot out these angles and corners. Jax gonna fall back, not covering ramp. He's got enough for an AWP in the next. That's interesting. So he'll probably drop that over to Kenny S. Kenny might even give the AK-47, but he'll be playing the solo defense on the B bomb site. All smoked off, and planning that bomb means that Kenny S. He's gonna be behind cover. There's the shot. Jax actually able to chip in and equalize. That's a potential AK-47 pickup here. And Kenny S is going to wait for this smoke to dissipate and then just take the angle. Icer in the back. There finishes off the Deagle. Picks up the weapon, and now Kenny S versus 2. This should be the finisher. Icer even had the Glock. So that is the upgrade. And Kenny S is just out of time. There's no point of really even going for this one. He can try and pincer Icer back onto this bomb site and make sure that he dies, but Kenny S is also right on top of the bomb site. Okay. So yeah, I don't know the blast radius when you're working vertically, so when you're the floor above, I know that if the bomb explodes on B, you can't stand on A or vice versa. However, if you're backing off, it's sometimes a question whether you're going to die to that bomb or not. And you have to stay as far away from it as possible. Kenny knows, obviously, all of those radiuses. 17-8 right now. He is one of the players definitely digging the hole deeper for the HellRaisers side. They need a couple more to finish off, and now they've got the rifles to do it. HellRaisers not putting any focus on this A bomb site right now. Nobody pushing through, just the nades. And this isn't really going to throw G2 through a loop. They instead are going to be playing outside, inside, all about. Angel outside, doesn't know that Shoxy's close, and throughout those smokes, Angel needs to check this. Shadow spotted. Shoxy knows his angles perfectly. And although there could have been players up on Marshmallow, Kenny S going to chip in. Look at that. Both tag, and Oscar's got to evade that nade. Does just about manage. Stanley's right towards ramp, and Icer finding one. And now 2 on the A bomb site. Shox drops once again. And now it's down to Amanek. He's this new star on the G2 side. The new French talent, but he's about to walk into Icer once again, who's good for 3. Just Jax in the back, and he needs a 1 versus 3. And Hobbit's not going to allow it. Fast frags on the offset, but HellRaisers able to take it back 13-8. And now a close game might await. G2 have to go for another save yet again. This is going to be 13-9 on the board. They will go for a couple of pistols, maybe a little bit of armor. Apparently not the Kevlar, but at least upgraded pistols. We've seen how well G2 can play with these before. They should continue this pace. HellRaisers, a good T side here. We've not seen anything at their T side so far today. Finally, a little bit of excitement out of them. Finally. Here comes the spray down, tap away. Amanek with the Deagle. People saying, still thinking getting rid of Body was the wrong call. Perhaps that is something that people have been highly critical of, but also certain people have been complimentary about Amanek as well. So I think it's unfair to bash on players, but giving constructive critique and knowing exactly what your opinions are and stuff is always important, especially in the scene of CSGO. So 13-9, a pause, I think, from G2. They've got enough money to go for this buy in the 24th. And now, let's see what they can do. HellRaisers, they've got a full buy, and now this is where they're going to start to feel the pressure. G2 are going to change up their approach. They could even go for a double-up setup here. I don't know if I'd recommend it. Amanek and Shox could get it out, but I would want August and M4s instead. That's what they've gone for. The Organ Amanek. M3S on Shoxy. He's pretty good outside with this, and so far Shoxy has been showing up. He needs to be dependent on HellRaisers not checking those corners. That was part of Shoxy's issue yesterday, he was playing tight corners against Heroic, and Freiburg was pre-firing a lot of them, and Shoxy was found many times. And unable to find those vintage triple kill rounds that we used to. Moving in behind G2, they've got such collapsing defense. They can run rampant from behind. Jax finally gets taken down, but Shox is still roaming. There's another shot with the M3S, and now the bomb has to be salvaged. Shox just picking right through the side. Hobbit steals it away and backs off. Remember, we are talking about a major champion here. He backs away over towards the A-bomb site. Kenny S. Spots him receding down. And Kenny S. Orpipe wants to catch him within the vents. Being very careful about how he takes this approach, takes this angle. Hobbit going to molly it through. And there's the headshot as well. A great quad kill. And that keeps HellRaisers in this series. We could even see a third and final map here today. Remember, HellRaisers, they only need 6 now. That's like 3 or 4 more gun rounds. And there's the opening frag on another. Means that G2, they're going to start to struggle here. They went for the double eco before. Means that they've got a lot of money in their pockets, 3,400 per round. And they can go for a somewhat of a healthy buy here in the 24th. They've got a lot of money amongst their side, but it's already been whittled away. Jack's the only player with an M4. He's playing down towards HellRaisers. Moving upstairs and swarming this map. It's likely going to be 13-11 here. G2 have struggled in these situations, but there's a trade up once more. HR just starting to hit their shots, starting to wake up in this series. Crochet gets a spray down. Jack's in line, and there's another spray. It's straight onto the A-bomb site. Jack's going to fall back and going to concede this 11th round to the HellRaisers. A very good half from HR. They have definitely not been friendly about this one. They want a I don't want this to be a close game whatsoever. It seems like they've taken a lot of rounds. They have. It's going to be 7-2 in terms of this T side. And if HR had started on T and managed this 7-2, I would definitely have a lot more faith in them right now. The fact that G2 are ahead on their CT side still poses problems in my head. However, you see a lot of their star players showing up. Hobbit, Isa, both near that 20 kill mark. On the G2 side, it's only Lucky and Jax all around 20 as well. Everybody, apart from Amanek, really finding shots, and he's that new player. This is where he really needs to shine and come alive. If he can have a big round right here, he pretty much redeems himself for this whole series, or for this whole game, even if he's a kill or two behind. But with his teammates being near 20 and him on 12, that's just not good enough. As a new player, you're always going to come under fire and under criticism if you're not pulling your weight. A player like Shox can, actually, he can get away with it a little bit more, because somebody like me might criticize him, but a lot of people just remember him for that star power, and that's why, as a player, it's so important to have that branding and everything. That's why some maybe undeserved players, not saying Shox is one of them, does keep spots on teams for a long time. Not saying that Shoxy is one of those players. Certainly pulls his weight on the side, finding headshots already. But he needs a little bit more. The Deagle's chip, and Angel is only good for one. He's now going to find his way down the back, and there's an AK-47 picked up. Nobody's get Kevlar, so Kenny S might as well play this on his lonesome. Taps away at another, and it's only Crushy remaining. He's against three, and they're going to instantly find him. G2Esports with a great round right here. They're not even going to give Hamanek the bomb plan or the bomb defuse. They're not even going to give him the points. Does look like he's had many of them. The CT side's been better for him than the T side. It was just the other half that was slightly weakened. G2 getting on to 14. That poses problems for HR. Now they have to go for another buy, and they could shut down this G2 economy. Let's see what they've got. They've got the 4,500 mark on 3 players. That means that G2 are going to have a buy into the next round, and HR need to find back-to-back wins. This is a difficult situation. G2 just taking the right round at the right time. And that nade definitely correctly placed. Kenny needs to find this shot, maybe even wants to back off. Didn't know that Hobbit was so aggressive down vents, but it's lucky to instantly drop. Picked up nades. And how are G2 going to improvise off the back of this? Oscar's hidden away in this corner, and G2 seem to want to get aggressive here. Flash popped back, and let's see what Oscar can do. As that smoke dissipates, he's going to be stuck within it, and Jax with a perfect headshot. That's the equalizer. Now Angel joining Hobbit downstairs. He's just been running in. Jax, is he going to check this corner, though? He very much needs to. He does, but only to get his head blown off. Isa with another frag, and no point in mollying or smoking that molly. In. Hamanek with one. This could be the redemption round for him. Needs to do big work with that AK-47. Crushy might catch him, though. As he moves outwards, Crushy moves inwards. And they kind of evade and miss each other. And HellRaisers' big problem right now is they haven't got the bomb towards that B-bomb site. So they need to get it in. Kenny S. I don't know if he was not expecting his teammate there. It is going to be towards A. G2 just don't know that this is coming. And it's going to be another difficult retake. (14-11). G2 actually getting ripped to shreds there. Hamanek dropping, and now Kenny S's position also compromised. Hobbit with another great quad kill. He establishing himself at the top of the scoreboard. Look at that, 27 and 17. What a great map for him. Almost 30 bombing in regulation. And now G2 with another pause. This, obviously, not going to be feeling great about yourself. 14-12. It's HellRaisers instantly chips in with that entry frag. G2 going to definitely struggle off the back of that. They've lost players very early, like common, throughout this half. This has been a terrible CT side for G2. They should have been able to just close this off, and that didn't happen at all. Yeah, the tide's definitely changing the scene, so that Valiant's big game is quite interesting. Won't be covered on our channel, but, you know, over in CSGO Fight Night, we're looking towards a third map here between HellRaisers and G2 before we go into our 2 o'clock games. It is going to be the A take, and HellRaisers definitely looking good on this CT side here. They've been dominant all the way through, and I don't know if they're going to be able to necessarily shut this one down. Let's see, G2, they've got a lot more work to do right here, and Hobbit instantly finding that shot. It's going to be, well, G2 losing many players all across this map. Obviously, they have all of the firepower that they could really want, but this is still tricky for CTs. Amanek just about surviving. They want to find a win. This series that we said was somewhat of a snooze earlier is now turning up. 4 AKs for HellRaisers, and G2 might be about to shut this server down. It's Isa with another one. HellRaisers need to stay in this server. Remember, G2, they're not going to have a lot of money after this round. Shox and Amanek lucky with $500 residual cash between the 3 of them. And now 15-13, G2 not a man up anymore. Amanek was traded off. And the 4 AK-47s can look to punish. They've got Shox outside, a couple of players inwards. And Shocks can actually be the difference maker here. He's in a very compromising position. This is often not played by a CT side. It can be mollied out. However, HellRaisers, they don't look to be going for the mollies just yet. Shocks with a smoke in his hand. Now they can try and molly him out. However, over that smoke, I really like this play here from Shocks. But doesn't look like it's going to find anything. It's been, well, a long road back for HR. Oh, but Lucky and Shocks finding pickups. Hobbit next in line. The ult misses though, and Hobbit does connect. Kenny S jumps down, and there's the follow-up frag. Just Oscar remains, and he goes down. That's G2 with the 2-0 here today. What a sensational map right there. G2 able to obviously finish things off, and for CSGO Fight Night, that is, well, I was thinking that was just going to be a very one-sided series. They were going to completely lose. We were going to see a just an upsetting game and a very one-sided matchup. That did not happen, and we actually finally got somewhat of a close game. That's exactly what I want to see. So the finisher there, and of course this game going somewhat of the distance, a 16-13, and obviously a close performance right there. However, just an interesting game overall. G2, it did feel like they were going to run over that map. After the second half, I thought, oh yeah, okay, it's all finished. We're done. This is pretty much it. Done, dusted, wrap it up, go to bed, everybody. However, that didn't happen, and now we find ourselves in this position with G2 going through, and obviously they're going home. Not going to be in contention of winning this matchup, of course. And disappointing stuff for obviously the HellRaisers side, who were obviously hoping for a victory here today, but it just didn't happen. Couldn't manage it. And a disappointing performance. However, that is us done for CSGO Fight Night. We're going to be back at 2 o'clock for more CSGO action. But until then, we'll see you next time. Goodbye, everybody.